thanks for joining me. Welcome to another 5 on Friday, and happy Friday, everybody. If you're watching this on a Friday, if you're not watching this on a Friday, not happy Friday. If you can hear the rain, if you can hear background noise, I should say, it is lashing rain. It's one of those days where it's beautiful and sunny one minute, and then the rain lashes down uncontrollably, and high winds and everything the next. So April showers in February, go figure. Many moons ago on my blog, I did a series called Frock It about celebrity fashion, and I would look at what the celebs have been wearing that week and talk about it and talk about whether I liked it or not, and I really enjoyed doing that, and I kind of forgotten about it. And I was looking through, sorry, I'm just making myself comfortable. I was looking through the outfits at the Oscars last Sunday night, and I thought it might be fun to do a version of a Frock It for 5 on Friday this week. So today I am bringing you my 10 least favourite and 10 most favourite of dresses worn by celebs at the Oscars. Overall, I thought the fashion at the Oscars was a little bit disappointing. As ever, there was an awful lot of black, but there was also an awful lot of white. I'm not a massive fan of white for evening dresses, although I have to say I thought Renee Zellweger looked absolutely lovely in Armani. And there was a lot of shimmery metallics as well, sort of rose goldy colours as well. I mean, I like that, but I do like to see some lovely bright colours on the red carpet, and I didn't feel like there was loads this time. But my first of my least favourite was a bright colour, sadly, and it was Kristen Wiig. Sorry, just let me turn the brightness up on my screen. I've had to angle it slightly differently so I can get the camera on top of it. I've got my screen down, filming in the office, so I've got my screen in front of me so I can see all the pictures that I'm talking to you about, otherwise I'll forget what I'm talking about. But yeah, Kristen Wiig wore this dress, and it was Valentino, but it's just the most bizarre thing. I love the colour, I should start by saying, but what a very strange shape, and the long black rubbery looking gloves, I didn't go a bundle on with it. I mean, I like a ruffle, don't get me wrong, but I just thought it was the most amazing space agey shape, and I didn't really like it. And I thought her hairdo was not very evening-y either. I liked the earrings that she had with it, but I didn't think the hairdo was particularly exciting. And if you look at the top part of this dress, it's cut very near the front, with big gaps at the side, and there's a couple of really unfortunate shots. I'll put one up on the screen now, showing her skin all sort of puckered. I don't know if it was too tight or if it was just a bad angle as she was turning or what, but it just didn't look very nice. So yeah, that was unfortunately in one of my least favourite dresses of the evening. Next, and I'm really sad to say this, sorry, just let me get the picture up on my screen, then I will look at you rather than looking down. I'm really sad to say this, it's Olivia Colman. I was so particularly interested, obviously because of my age, of the women who are my contemporaries age-wise, in what they wear, and I was so disappointed by this dress. I don't know if it was all blue. Some angles the velvet part of the front and the sleeves looks black, some angles it looks a very, very dark blue, and then you've got the blue panels down the side. And it also had this train thing. I didn't particularly object to the train, but I feel like for an evening event, you need to show a little bit of something, whether it's your décolletage, as they say, your arms or your legs. And everything was covered up in this dress. And then it's Stella McCartney, I think, is this dress. And it's got strange peepholes at the front that sort of flap over. I just thought it was a deeply, deeply unattractive dress. And I thought it just, the colour didn't seem to do a lot for her. She's gone grey now, Olivia Colman, and she's got lovely face and beautiful skin, and I just thought it drained all the colour out of her. And yeah, I was so disappointed in this. I really didn't like it. Let me know what you thought of this dress, because I'd be interested in other people's comments on this one. Next, we're going to talk about Aurora very briefly. I'd never heard of Aurora before, but she's a singer apparently. What is she wearing? I mean, she's gone down the wild and wacky route, hasn't she, obviously, but a sleeveless karate suit with fringing and chunky trainers doesn't scream the Oscars to me. Perhaps she's very cutting edge in fashion and I'm missing something, I don't know. But yeah, not a dress to wear to the Oscars, Aurora. And the strange turban thing with it, which didn't seem to match in any way at all. It reminded me of like swimming hats that women wore in the 70s. But yeah, the trainers, what on earth was she thinking? Horrible, horrible, horrible. Hated that one. Next we're going to talk about Julia Butters, who I hadn't heard of, but I realised I had seen her because she was in the film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't know how old she is, but she looks terribly young in this. And lovely colour, this dress, I really like it, but it just swamps her. She's tiny and petite and she's wearing this great big high-necked ruffly dress. It looks like she's playing dress up with something from her mum's wardrobe, bless her. And I don't dislike the dress per se. I mean, it's not my favourite, but it looks massively too long for her for a start in this picture, doesn't it? I mean, it's trailing all over the carpet. I can't imagine what her stylist was thinking. I do like the handbag she's carrying. I think that's really pretty. But I just feel like her lovely petite figure, you know, she's a young girl. It's just too much. It looks ill-fitting and yeah, not great at all. That was designed by, I haven't got a note of who that's designed by, but yeah, certainly not. Oh, hang on, yes I have. It's Kristen Siriano. Not anyone I've ever heard of, but I don't, as I said, I don't dislike the dress, but I just feel like it's absolutely swamping this young girl. So yeah, disappointed in that one. Lovely colour though. Finally, in my least favourite dresses was this one, worn by Saoirse Ronan, the actress who was recently in Little Women. Where do I start with this? I don't particularly like dresses that go down a very deep V. I don't think that's particularly an attractive look, although sometimes it can be pulled off, but that is really the least of its problems. The colour scheme I think is bizarre. Black and white, lovely, but then this sort of pale blue textured fabric at the bottom. Again, it looks way too long for her. And what is this thing round the middle? This looks to me like two completely different dresses stuck together. And the thing around the middle, I can't see how that would be flattering for anyone. It's not even a peplum, is it? It's a double sort of ruffle thing. I really don't like it at all. This again is Valentino, like Kristen Wiig's dress that I didn't like. So I do not know what's going on with this, but I just thought it was a massive disappointment. Again, I usually wear like what Saoirse Ronan picks to wear, but I just thought this was awful. Sorry, Saoirse. Right, let's move on to my 5 favourites, shall we, and get some positivity going. As I mentioned, I do like to see some bright colours at the Oscars, and this one didn't disappoint. This is Florence Pugh, who was also in Little Women, and she wore this gorgeous emerald green, is it emerald green? Or yeah, I call it emerald green dress. With this is showing how the sort of ruffles and tiers can be done well. I love the fact that this is what they call a high-low hem. It's higher at the front and lower at the back. A, it makes it easier to walk, so it's practical, but B, it shows off your shoes as well. And I think for somebody who's shorter, not particularly tall, it's a really nice way to wear an evening dress that doesn't make you look too short. I really like it as a style. I like the fact that the waist is nipped in with a belt. I like the top of it. It's got the V but not too deep. I just think it's a really pretty dress. I have to say, I don't love her hairstyle, the scraped up. Look, it looks like she's going to the gym to me. I want to see a bit more. I felt the hairstyles overall were a little bit disappointing this year. Lots of scraped up and scraped back and not much going on in the way of what I would actually call a hairstyle. But this to me looks like something you do to your hair when you go to the gym. But I absolutely love this dress, and this was designed by Louis Vuitton. So yeah, that's a really pretty one. So that was a good start to my top 5. Next, I want to look at this beautiful yellow one. Mindy Kaling wore this. It is designed by Dolce & Gabbana. Just such a classic, pretty style. sort of one shoulder look and coming down straight, and I think she's really great body positive influence for the celebrity culture that Mindy Kaling, isn't she? She's got some great pictures of herself in a bikini. She's, I don't know if she's what you call plus size, but she's certainly not your standard actress LA type body image figure. What am I trying to say? Get your words out, Caroline. And I absolutely love the colour of this. I thought it suited her beautifully. I love yellow anyway, and it's sort of got a bit of a Grecian vibe, this dress, hasn't it? And I just absolutely loved it. A beautiful necklace she's got on with it as well, and earrings. Yeah, I thought it was so elegant, so classic, so pretty, and so lovely to see. Another lovely bright coloured dress. Moving on, I want to talk about this dress. I've mostly seen this one on worst dresses lists from Oscar night this year, and this is Sandra Oh, the ex Grey's Anatomy actress, who was my favourite character in Grey's Anatomy ever. I have to say, I'm a big Grey's Anatomy fan, and she was also very good in Killing Eve. I believe there's a second series of Killing Eve coming out quite soon, and a lot of people didn't like this dress, but do you know what? If you want, when can you wear a dress like this if it's not Oscars night? I just liked it. I liked the over-the-topness of it. I didn't love, again, it's got this deep V, which is not my favourite style for the front of a dress, but I felt on this one that it really worked quite well, because you've got the big puffy sleeves and the big puffy skirt, and so it was just a very sort of sheer, almost not there look for the top. I love a nudie pink, millennial pink they call this colour, don't they, with almost like a rose gold embellishments on the main part of the gown. I just absolutely love it. It's the sort of dress you imagine dressing up in when you're grown up as a little girl, or I did anyway, and it just made me smile. This one I think is absolutely over the top, and why not? If you can't do it on Oscars night, when can you? So I did really love this dress, although a lot of people didn't. Next I want to talk about Scarlett Johansson, who wore this absolutely classic Hollywood glamour strapless gown. This is by Oscar de la Renta, whose perfume I used to like back in the 80s. Had a red lid, I think. What was that perfume called? Was it just called Oscar de la Renta, or did it have a name? Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this sort of champagne satin gown with the blingy, glittery. I think I was trying to make up a word that incorporated both of those. The glittery, sparkly top half, and the train, and the classic shape, the sort of hourglass shape. I just think she looks absolutely lovely in it. Really very pretty indeed, and I like how she's decided not to wear a necklace and just let the dress do the talking. I think it's really, really classic and pretty. Beautiful colour, just so elegant. Really liked that one. Finally, I wanted to show you this dramatic look, which was Natalie Portman, who was dressed by Dior for the evening, and I really liked this dress with the cape over the top. I thought it was very elegant, very different. I think it's nice when you see something that's different and a bit unusual, and I just thought this was such an unusual look. After I picked this dress as one of my favourites, or a dress and cape, I think, I don't think it I would have liked to have seen what the dress looked like underneath, but I guess we'll never know now, will we? I've searched the internet and haven't come up with any pictures of her without the cape on. But after I'd picked this dress, there was some, I read that apparently she had the names of female directors of films embroidered into this cape that she felt had been snubbed by not being nominated at the Oscars. So there was a little bit of controversy there, but I didn't know that when I picked it, and then I thought, oh, is it a bit gimmicky, should I not pick it? But I'd already chosen it because I really liked it, so I decided that I would go with it. Despite the fact of this embroidery thing, I still really liked this. I thought it was an interesting way to pull off a black evening dress, and a little bit different. So that is my 5 favourite and 5 least favourite dresses. Let me know if I've missed any out that you really liked. Let me know what you thought of my picks, and yeah, I look forward to seeing what you thought in the comments, and thanks very much for watching. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you again on Sunday. Bye bye.